Good day. It is me, Kizzy B. We're here. Speak Life meets True Beauty. Brandy Smith Stephens. How are you, Miss
I'm
Brandy?
good. How are
I
you?
am doing excellent today. So great to have you here. It's always a pleasure to have our special guest here on Speak Life. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about True Beauty owner Brandy Smith Stephens. She has a wonderful story to tell. So listen, let's just get into it. What makes you True Beauty?
I will say it came from when I was a little girl, just growing up in a very loving, kind, but strict background. So I grew up in church and we did not wear pants. So I wore skirts every day of my life. I didn't wear a pair of pants until about the age of 18, 19 years old when I was
Wow.
in college. Yeah. So I'm sure you can imagine growing up at school, myself and my cousin we would get teased all the time, and people would say, "Oh, y'all, them little sanctified girls, where are you sanctified girls going?" And so people may look at it and say, "Oh, it wasn't a big deal," but then to me, in that young brain of mine, I hurt my feelings, and so I kind of carried that with me throughout my life. Just understanding that I never wanted anybody else to feel that way. I wanted any and everybody that I come in contact with to feel good, look good, feel welcome, feel seen, and not feel ostracized at all. And so I kind of go above and beyond to do that, to, go to the person who's sitting by themselves, or, welcome everyone in, no matter what you look like, how you feel, you're okay here. And so we just want them to be okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm gonna tell you, my first day walking into your salon, I actually felt that. I felt like I mattered.
Yeah, because you do.
Yeah, I love it. And that's the beautiful thing about having a salon. A lot of people they make this joke and they say that your barber or your stylist is your counselor. So, do you find that in your atmosphere?
I do. A lot of times people, I don't know, it's something about that setting. People tend to relax. And I just think, like, historically and culturally, it's a very sacred thing to do someone's hair. And so the moment you start to touch the hair, people relax and they start to open up, and it's a vulnerable space. And so I think it's important that hairstylists and barbers, we kind of have this code of conduct.
Yes.
We are the secret keepers, and then we listen. It's a part of our service to our guests to give that to them.
Wow, that is amazing. And honestly, that is true when you get that safe atmosphere. And I mean, you're touching our hair, you're spending time with us. Why not just share the goods with you? But you know what I noticed about you, and even just speaking about your background, you said you came into a household that was pretty much Christian based. I find that even with your salon, you have that atmosphere. Is that pretty much what it is?
Absolutely. And so let me just say this. Yes, I serve the one true living God.
Yes. Come on.
His son died on the cross just for me.
It. Yes.
But I will say we're in our salon. We want everybody to feel welcome and be okay. We don't throw that in anyone's face, but we do share his love. And so just making sure you will hear, some good gospel music.
Yeah.
It's soothing. It sets the atmosphere. People are calm. People are comfortable. And so I can't kind of detach from that. It's who I am. I am a Christian woman. And so I believe that he gave me this business. I believe that it's his business, and that he just allows me to carry out, his mission in that space.
I love that. I love that you are taking care of our Father's business here on earth. And you know what? It's his glory, but your benefit. You get the benefit of taking care of not only his creation, but you share your life. So going back to your childhood, this is really important because everyone has a beginning. Everyone has who made them based on who they are, based on their that background. So you mentioned about growing up in the church. You said it was a little strict. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so my dad, who is no longer with us, he's passed on, but my father was a preacher.
Okay.
And my mother is a missionary in the gospel as well. And so growing up, we were in church whenever the doors open, prayer, Bible study, vacation Bible school, deeply rooted, great foundation in the Word of God, learning about, God's commands and God's love for us. I grew up, oh my gosh, when I was a little girl, I was so shy. You wouldn't believe that.
Really?
Oh, I was so shy. I was so shy. And of course, on youth day, they would call us up to either sing or say something. And when I would go up, I would do nothing but cry.
Really?
Just stand there and cry.
Oh.
Yes. But what I do appreciate about it, to be cultivated in that atmosphere was the first time where you learn public speaking, you learn the confidence to stand in front of people, to sing. And so I grew up singing, still love to sing in my church choir. My family's church. My uncle is currently still the pastor. Okay. And so we're just grateful for that foundation. So I'm just doing what they taught me to do, but just in a different setting.
See, I find that interesting, and I find that important. When you grow up in that setting, number one, in the house of the Lord, it just sets you on a firm foundation. Speak like we definitely teach that anything you build, you need to build on a firm foundation. So your origins, your beginnings, even though it was probably a little bit tough on you, it helped who you are today.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you mentioned how some people are just not very kind to you. What's that? What happened with that?
I mean, just growing up, just being teased just for that, because we stuck out like a sore thumb, because we dressed differently.
Right.
But I'm a firm believer that, those things come to make us stronger. Everybody has some struggle. That's right. Good. Everybody has something that could have gone differently or something that cultivates them to be the person who God created them to be. So that's just part of my story. And I took that, and it's kind of like the driving force of who I am. I just want everybody to be okay and to feel God's love, his unconditional love. And so the problem is, I think a lot of times people think that God is like man, and they think that since we put conditions on things, if you love me, you'll do this. If you do this, it's performance based, but God isn't like that. Oh, wow. And so I want everybody through me, to kind of feel the love of God, that you could just come and you can just be, and he loves you anyway. Yeah. He wants you to accept him. Yes. Walking worthy of, the commandments, and to do it is necessary, but his love is still available.
I love that. Even as we're speaking to Miss Brandy and I didn't tell them how long we've known each other, but coming to your salon, I actually came because my oldest daughter, my beloved oldest daughter who's in college now, she started with Miss Brandy when she was in middle school. Okay, so I care about her hair probably a little bit more than I did. I'm just telling y'all the origins. This is how we met. And my daughter, she is into fashion. She's into beauty. And I just didn't have the skills to take care of her hair. I just didn't. But when I went to Miss Brandy and I explained what my issues were, one thing you said is, it's okay. Because she came with, her hair was a little mangled a little bit. You said, it's okay. What we noticed is our first encounter was that you actually care. You didn't care just about the hair, but you care about the person. So tell us a little bit about that part.
Absolutely. I think it kind of starts here. Being okay with the hair that God gave you, the skin that God gave you, and knowing that when we use the proper education, the proper tools, the proper products, like it can be beautiful. If we take care of it and manage it the way that, it was meant to be. And so that's kind of what I want to do for everybody. I want to teach you how to care for your hair, how to maintain your hair. And then, are you okay? Like, what's going on with you? A lot of times we deal with people who have alopecia or like different hair loss issues that they may have. And so we want to dig deep and kind of see what's going on. And we kind of go back into that therapeutic thing where it's like, is there some stress going on in your life? Have your hormones, are they a little bit imbalanced? Are you going through a different season in life? So we care about you because it affects the health of the hair also.
That is so true. Let me tell y'all, and this is my account for my story. So it started with my oldest daughter, and her hair grew so quickly, and it was healthy. I was like, okay. So I started looking at my own hair. Now, if y'all know anything about Kizzy B, I don't really care much about the hair, but I know it's important to keep your hair. I do know that part. So I started losing my hair with the birth of my youngest daughter, and oh my, like you just mentioned, I didn't realize the name was alopecia. So thank you. See, I'm learning even as we speak. I just said, man, I'm balding. I did. I just said, oh my Lord. I just thought it was the end. But when I told you about my hair condition, you cared.
Yeah.
And you mentioned to me, and look, let me tell you about Miss Brandy. Not only did she care, she didn't just throw a product at me, she studied the product. You would go and read the instructions. She would tell me, okay, this is what's best for you. And let me tell you, in that whole process, I was not comfortable at all. I'm just being honest with you. I was not comfortable. I was like, Lord, I have this hair. I don't know what to do with it. I came to you with relaxed hair. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was relaxed, thin hair, and I didn't know anything about that stuff. I'm like, you know what? We just gonna cover it up. But then I noticed my daughter, Zoe, the oldest, she loved the hair. She was like, I'm so happy with my hair. Afro, y'all saw those pictures. How her hair was just so. I'm like, I want that. It compelled, it really did. It compelled me to say, God, I want that. So I stopped relaxing my hair because of you. You helped me with that transition. My hair actually started to grow back. As you can tell, I have absolutely no, what's it called? Alopecia?
Yeah.
I have no alopecia. The hair is actually long.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, what do they call it? Shrinkage? Look at
real.
this.
The shrinkage
The
is
shrinkage
real.
is real. This is my 2-year growth journey because we did, is it called a big chop?
We did.
We did a big chop. Now, it did take Miss Brandy to encourage me on that because we weren't doing it at first, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, ma'am. And when you did a video not too long ago, and you said, don't be afraid of, what is it? Don't be afraid of trim.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid of trim. That was my hair, by the way. And it was not because of I was afraid, but the first time I just didn't know what to expect. You helped you cultured me through it. You say, this is how your hair is. This is what God gave us. Tell us a little bit about what the hair that God gave.
Yeah, so I think it's important that, we understand that what he gave us is okay. He gave it to us for a reason, specifically your hair print with your particular curls. And so just to kind of go back to what you were talking about, everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
Right. Some people will just say, Ms. Brady, cut my hair off. I'm ready for a new start. And I will tell you, if somebody comes in my chair and they say, I'm going to turn them around. Okay, so what's going on? Are you okay?
I like that.
Did you talk to the people in your life, about this decision? Because a wise woman told me a woman who cuts her hair is ready to change her life.
Uh-oh.
And that is
like
true.
That. Yeah.
Everybody's journey is different. Yeah, I'll cut your hair and give you a beautiful shape if that's what you want. But also, some people need a transition. Mm-hmm. And so from there, we may kind of trim along the way, find some hairstyles that can go during that transitional phase, so it's not so drastic of a haircut. Mm-hmm. I do think it's important to just understand the texture of your hair and not get caught up in comparison with other people and what their curls look like.
Right.
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's hard because people come in and they're like, I want your hair. I'm just like, I can only enhance what God gave you. And what he gave you is beautiful. Mm-hmm. We just have to use the proper tools and resources to make your hair its best and be okay with your hair. Yes. I think it's important to just kind of, manage those expectations and just really just be okay with it. And not get caught up in all of that.
You really did help me with that because I'm gonna tell y'all, Zoe with that big poofy hair, I was like, I really want that. It's just like, yeah, that's not your hair. Yeah. My hair just goes like this. But I will tell y'all, speak like family. There's one thing that I've been pushing Miss Brandy on. She's not giving in. She's not giving in. You see this beautiful hair of hers. She has those beautiful colors. Do you know, Little Bean today, she said, Mom, you need to put some blonde in your hair. She literally said that to me. I'm like, I can tell Miss Brandy. Hey, can I get some blonde in my hair? We're live, so I'm just trying to see if I can get some little. Her hair is gorgeous, y'all. That blonde is so beautiful.
Well, just understanding the maintenance and the upkeep of it, okay. But I think we can work towards making some highlights. Maybe.
I will take the highlights. My birthday is August the 3rd. That's gonna be a treat. Yeah, I've been pushing this for almost 2 years. Yeah, for at least 2 years. Because and I love what you said though. It's not about just trying to compare myself to other people. I just want to. I love that blonde. So we're gonna make sure we have some healthy hair before that blonde comes into the picture. And that's one thing I learned about you. You educate. You don't just do hair. So tell us a little about that.
Yeah, sure. It's important to first and foremost we educate our service providers. When they come out of school, we have an introductory training program where we kind of walk through and they work with me, and we do monthly trainings about the hair. And then also we have opportunities for our guests. So during the service, we talk about what we use, why we use it, how we use it, how much, so that they can take products home and kind of maintain in between visits. That's important, because the thing is, listen, we know when you leave the salon, your hair's gonna look amazing, but we don't want you to look good just that day. We want you to look good every day.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Right? And so outside of that, we have our Curly Girl hair series. The next one's May 3rd.
Come on, May 3rd.
So we kind of walk through the steps about learning about hair, product knowledge, and it's a really great opportunity to just really learn about your hair.
I love that. Yo, I'm picking up on the language of Miss Brand. I'm listening. Did y'all notice she didn't say I? There's no I in team. I noticed how you involve the team. So tell us about that team.
Absolutely. I tell anybody, I work with the best people in the world. These young women are dedicated. They are women of integrity.
Yes.
They are kind. They're coachable, and they teach me something new every day.
Wow.
And so I'm just a big advocate of us growing together and learning together. We do it together. They don't work for me. I don't work for them. I work alongside them. We're a team. And so I realized that we can get a whole lot much more done together than we can separately. And so since we have like minds and we have the same passions, we come together really well. I think we got a little vibe going on.
Y'all really do. Y'all are amazing. You know what? You're a servant leader.
Yeah.
I noticed that about you. You lead, but you also serve alongside your team. You know, better together. I love that.
Right.
And you know, that atmosphere, and I like to always talk about atmosphere, because to me that matters, and what's in you always come out. So if your title is True Beauty, then you're bringing that beauty from inside out, but it's also seen in the atmosphere. So that's important. Tell us a little bit, how did you cultivate that type of atmosphere?
Good question. I guess it has a lot to do with how I show up in the space.
Yes.
And then it has a lot to do with the team, you know, how we select our team members, the type of people that we attract or that we allow to come aboard. And then I also said we do a lot of work together. Spiritually, we pray together. We do a lot of team building, activities where we spend time together, and then we make sure that we align with our core values. Honesty, accountability, integrity, and respect, and then teamwork is truly important. So we do a lot of work together. We do a lot of stuff on communication. So we dig deep. Just to make sure that we're able to serve, because first and foremost, I need to serve them to ensure that they're ready, and then they serve to our guests. So it's more of a domino effect, but we have to be whole and healthy as a person first, before we can give a service.
That, Miss Brett, like when I tell you that's important, you can't give what you don't have.
That's right.
You can't pour from an empty cup. See, we hear all this, but the truth is, we have to be intentional about making sure we stay whole, stay pure, stay integral. All of the things that you're mentioning, you are very intentional about it, and it translates over. So, hey, when we're walking in, all we see is the outcome of what you already poured into your team. And that's really important.
Yeah.
It's really important to have that atmosphere. So did you ever, like growing up, imagine having a salon? Or what were you doing in between time? Aren't you celebrating the anniversary?
We're celebrating 9 years in business.
Really?
Yes.
So we've been there most of that time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, congratulations for 9 years.
Thank you.
What were you doing in between?
God is good. So just take you back to my hometown. I loved Barbie dolls growing up. My mom and my dad would give me a new Barbie doll every year for Christmas.
Yes.
And so I would style their hair to my heart's content. And I would, in high school, I did my mom's hair, I did friends' hair in high school. So I just always enjoyed it. As I grew older, I went in a different direction.
Okay.
And I went into the legal field. And so I guess at some point I never really thought about owning a salon, but I always enjoyed doing hair. And so I guess in my mind, I thought that being in the legal field would or in an office setting, because people always told me, and I even thought I was going to be an attorney at one point.
Wow.
And so people, you know, you kind of think about that industry as something that is more aspirable.
Yes.
So I went into the legal field, and I did that for about 18 years.
Wow.
And so at one point in my journey, I decided, you know what? After I went natural, I went natural, and I was natural for a few years, and there wasn't a lot of information on natural hair care. People were doing stuff on YouTube, and I was learning how to do my own hair. And so I actually had gotten to a point in my career where I just felt stuck. So I was working at the district attorney's office, and I think I was there for about 5 years at that point. And I felt stuck. There was no promotions, you know, coming up at that point. And I just really had to sit back and kind of think like, okay, what do I want to do? What do I really enjoy doing? And so I decided to go to cosmetology school.
Wow.
Yes. So I went to cosmetology school at night while I was still working at the office.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
I worked from 8:30 to 4:30, and then I started class from 5 to 10. I did that Monday through Friday for 2 years.
Dedication.
Yeah, it was not easy. It was a lot of sacrifice from me and from my family. But my husband stood by me. You know, it's been great. But so after I finished cosmetology school, started working in the salon, and still was doing both. So I would just say, to make the story a little bit shorter, y'all, I worked at my other job and at the salon for 8 years. So during that time, I was doing both. I worked at the office from 8:30 to 4:30, and then I would start doing hair at 5:30.
Really?
Yes. That's and
impressive.
so now it was hard.
I can imagine.
Lots of long nights. You know, many times I was like, do I really want to do this? And in the meantime, you know, trying to grow my team, and different people were coming aboard. And so it's just been 2 years that I've been doing it full time. So I left the legal field a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yes. And so now I'm in the salon full time.
And you're full time there.
Full time.
Do you feel like this is more of the calling in your life?
Yes.
You do.
I do. And so I feel like even there, I enjoyed, I was in administration, so I got to serve and lead people in that way. But oh yes, I'm called to this.
So you said something, and I'm cycling on the purpose, because with Speak Life, we also teach that whatever God puts inside of you, it serves a purpose. We say that every single day, whatever's in you serves a purpose. And you mentioned when you were younger, you were doing it on the baby dolls, on mom, and just whomever pet that you can get your little hands into, you did it. So something was being built then. Even though you took a different pathway, you circled right back to the intended purpose.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that.
Yeah, that's what I like about God, is that I feel like nothing is wasted.
Come on.
When I think about where I am, and listen, I'm not at the end of the journey. I'm still learning a lot. I'm still growing. I feel like I have so far to go, because I feel like I'm trying to catch up. But what I will say, every experience from, you know, being in cosmetology school, from being at the DA's office, and for that long amount of time, all the administrative stuff I learned, nothing is wasted. I'm using everything today.
I love that. Yeah.
God did it.
Along the journey, you will learn. And picking up on different things to do and not to do. Yeah, because we get both.
Yeah.
That's right. There's scripture that actually says everything works for the good to them who love God and call according to the purpose. Well, there you go. So calling to the purpose, not just to do hair, but you also help bring the person as being whole. Because like we said, our stylist is also our counselor. You didn't ask for that part, but it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. But what you also said in your atmosphere is the person, you look at them, not just their hair. Yeah, the hair may be the starting point, but there's more to it. Tell us a little bit about your clientele.
So, lots of beautiful Black women and their children, and we're seeing lots more young men and little boys as well. Yes, they're wearing their natural hair, so lock services, braids, twists. So we serve our community.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Y'all hear that, right? The young men get to come in, and you know what? That's because you're opening a door and you're allowing them. You know, and I know you can attest to this. there was a time when we were a little bit ashamed, not necessarily ashamed of your hair, but just wearing it out the way God gave it to us. Tell us a little bit about that part, because we do need to break some of that stigma.
Yeah, I think it's a journey for anyone who wants to go that route. I will say for me, natural is the way to go. I enjoy doing natural hair. I enjoy wearing my natural hair, but I will say for me, I think it's important for everyone to be okay with their hair, whether it's relaxed, whether it's natural, whether they choose to put a wig on it or put braids in it, being okay with your hair the way it is and taking care of your hair.
Yes.
No matter what state it is, we want it to be healthy.
There you go.
So I'm not the natural hair, police trying to, tell everybody to stop relaxing their hair. Absolutely not. Just beautiful, natural hair, or beautiful hair in any state. Healthy hair is important. But I will say, I think that, we've come a long way with embracing, our hair, our skin, our curves.
Yes.
We're coming a long way, but there's still work to do. And I think it just starts one person at a time, just kind of being okay with it. We've seen a huge transition in the media. We see more representation, which is beautiful and important. So I think if we just continue along those lines, we'll be okay and move further.
I really appreciate you saying that, because number one, when I came to you, my hair was relaxed, but you never made me feel pressured. Never. You never said, well, why do you have relaxed? So you just took care of what I brought you. But you also educated me.
Yeah.
And in that education process, I made an informed decision. My informed decision was, well, I don't have to relax it. Why not let it be what it is? And you taught me, and you also you're still teaching me and my daughters how to keep it healthy. Yeah. So with that, even though you already know, I said this all the time, I'm not the hair person. Miss Brandy came in and taught me how to even care for the hair that I have. And with that also, now you're educating others to be okay, like you just said, with what God gave you. But it does take education. It does take talking about it and actually seeing it represented out there. So tell us a little bit about this. This is interesting to me. What is your next step? I'm listening because I know it's there. I can see it there. You do a lot in the community. What's your next step?
So we're currently we are, like I said, we're celebrating 9 years in business, and we are doing a diaper drive, so we're collecting diapers.
Yes.
For the junior league, so we partnered with them on that. We've done Christmas giveaways, and we've done back to school giveaways and things like that. I guess I would say what's next right now is for me is focusing on my team and refining, kind of what we're doing now, kind of lock in on that and ensure that we just continue with excellence.
Speaking of your team, you have a team member that I'm so proud of. I met her when she first came to the salon, because again, I've been there for quite a while, and I've seen her growth. And she actually achieved something this year. That was late last year, earlier this year.
Yes, Trinity. She is our team leader. She is from Monroe originally, and so she decided to do a career fair back there. So it's a passion of hers to connect the cosmetology students with the salon atmosphere to kind of get them connected.
That is so awesome. So your training now has gone further, and I love that. We should always, I know, Miss Brandy, I just consider you as being at the top tier, so expert. When we get to that level, we should always go back and pull others up to bring them that same level of excellence, that same level of expertise. Like, in other words, we don't want to just get to a point and say it's just all about us. No, that's why it's important to have that team. And now you see the fruit of your labor. You get to see it out there.
Yeah, I get it. My thing is, listen, I'm just out here doing what I can. And so I just feel like, somebody helped me. Right? So somebody helped me, so I need to help somebody.
Absolutely.
And so, like I said before, I learned so much from them on a daily basis. So I don't like to put myself up, I'm sorry, but I'm just out here doing the best that I can.
But you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. It's hard for me to accept the compliment.
Well, when I look at it from the Bible perspective, when it's good ground and you plant a seed, you should see a harvest. You should definitely see some type of fruit of the labor. So with me, I see it in trend. I see it in some of your other newer, even your newer employee, well, we don't call them employees, they're team members, and some of the newer team members, how they're growing in their skill set. Y'all want to hear something that's really cool though? Even while I'm there, because I'm very observant, you train them hands-on. I think that's important because it's not behind the scenes. We can see the development and growth hands-on. Like the young lady who did the little, what was it? It was a twist. And along the journey, you're encouraging them. Oh, this is good. Yeah, that's great. Well, maybe we can do this a little better. That's important. It's good to see it. Yeah. So you don't just talk the talk, you actually walk it and you show them hands-on. Yeah. What's one of the specialties with your teams that you like? Or something that's really special about your team?
About my team?
Yeah, about that team. That atmosphere, by the way, is fun. I like that you allow them to be who they are.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
I love
that's what we're here to do. Like that's my own personal mission. So, I want them to develop and grow themselves too, just like we want our guests to feel, okay. So I want the same for them. And I do a lot of work personally to ensure I do a lot of leadership training just to make sure that I'm, am showing up the way that they need me to. It's super important to me because I realize that, impact is important and I do influence whether I want to or not. So I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. It's an honor and it's a privilege. And so I really just don't want to mess it up, honestly. So that's why I do a lot of work, but they are an exceptional group of young women. They're very talented. They're very fun. They're young. So I'm the old lady. Oh, come on. I'm the old lady, but they bring thought and innovation and energy and drive. They're just a great group of women. They are.
And you know what? They actually, I've seen this on your social media pages where y'all celebrate each other outside of the salon.
Yeah, we like to get together and do different team bonding activities. So we'll get together and then we make it a point to make them feel special for their birthday. And their time in the salon. So we like to just cultivate an atmosphere because we spend so much time together. And so I think it's important that we genuinely get along because that's gonna show through our customer service to our guests. So if we're bickering and there's an issue, it's gonna show up. So we want to make sure that we have a strong team culture as well.
I like that. And when you go into the salon, when I go into True Beauty Salon, I literally feel that team culture because they can be working on someone else and they'll take time to say, hey, or speak, hey, your daughter's okay. Y'all need anything? That's important. It's not me, myself, and I. I literally feel the atmosphere of team and family. I feel like you all are part of the family. And you care for one another. But that translates to us because we don't want to just be another person sitting in the seat. That's a part of the kingdom. That is a part of God's kingdom. Having that whole oneness and wanting to see the best from each person that you service. Yeah. Is there anything else you want us to know about Miss Brandy? Anything new and exciting?
No, I don't think so.
Look, she's been very nice and modest, but seriously, I can see so much growth in you. I can see even a transition where your team members go out and help the community develop and grow with different type of leadership skills, not just from their perspective, but who they are as a person, because you've already poured that into them. So, once you pour it in, you got to pour it out. And you said something earlier about a person, they can't pour if their cup is empty. How do you make sure your cup stays full?
Oh, Lord, kids. Why did you ask me that?
I'm interested, yes.
Girl, listen. We do say that, and I will just be honest. I am working to do better because I'm the worst at that.
Oh, wow.
Many times my cup is at the last sip.
Oh, wow.
Before I actually refill. I know all the things that I need to do, but I'm such a perfectionist personality type that I just keep going and going and going and going and going and going. So I'm working through that to take breaks. But I love to read.
Yes.
I love to listen to worship music. I love to sit outside and just have a long time. I love to journal. So those are my biggest things that I do to fill my cup, or a nice little walk. I do like to work out too. So all of that's typically what I do.
I like that. So you take care of mind, body, and soul. You make sure you cover those points. Yeah. And, and I see your pictures on social media where you get to go hang out a little bit. She's been modest, but y'all go to some pretty cool places. I mean, wasn't one time you were climbing a rock or something like that? You did something pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to have fun. I do like to travel.
I mean, pretty cool though.
Yeah. I'm adventurous. Like I don't mind getting on the snowmobile or ATV.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll do all of those things. But I like to go to the beach too. I like to be beside the water. Okay. But yeah, we do take little trips from time to time just to kind of restore, refresh.
I love it
because we, lead such full lives.
Yes. No, that's important. I love that you said that. You live a full life, but take time for yourself, mind, body, and soul. Make sure that you're well balanced, and then being intentional about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak like family. I'm pretty sure if we're ones who work the kingdom, we can all attest to. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough grace. I don't know about you, but I'm a little hard on myself sometimes. I'm like, okay, give yourself grace. One of my leaders, she'll say it like this: give yourself grace to evolve into who God created you to be. Okay, I can do that. I can give myself grace. Maybe I over pushed myself last week. This week, let's just take it easy, and just know that others are here to support you. Yeah, and you
allow them to support you.
She said the key word. Oops. Allow them to support. Okay, I'm gonna write that in my book. Yeah. Allow them to support.
I'm preaching to myself.
You're preaching. We're preaching to each other. Because seriously, allow them. They may say they want to be there, but you have to allow them. That's really good. Allow them to support you. Okay, I take note of that. All right. Well, this is good. I love speaking with you. I love the fact that you're not just a stylist for hair, but you really do care about the person. You care about the kingdom building of the persons and those who God has assigned to you. That's also important as well. All right. Well, this is really great. Is there anything else that you want us to? Oh, yeah. By the way, tell us how to find you.
That part.
That's very important. How to find you.
So on Instagram, TrueBeauty_Salon, and on Facebook and TikTok it's True Beauty Salon or Brandy Smith Stephens. Our website is thetruebeautysalon.com. And if you stay connected, and we do True Beauty Tuesdays, you can see all the fun things that our team is doing. Stay connected with like Curly Girl and other things that are happening. We don't know what's going to be happening, but it's going to be some great things. It's going to be educational about natural hair. It's going to be, with love and contentment for, making sure everybody's okay. So that's what we're gonna do.
I love it. I watch your TikToks. They're good. Y'all are just clever. You're very creative. Even if y'all did TikToks on how to take care of this hair, I will literally follow you. Well, I already follow her. Y'all should follow. Look, I already follow. I'm there. Do y'all understand? Like, if I miss an appointment, I'm like, oh Lord, what is the next one? It's because the atmosphere you set, I anticipate, and I love being there. It's like, yay, I get to get this beautiful hair taken care of. Y'all know it's one of the things that you might not think it's important until like when I meet someone like this who you make that important. You say, hey, take care of that hair, make sure it's healthy. Whatever hair you have, doesn't matter. Just take care of it, make it healthy. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
Yes. And again, if you heard Miss Brandy said, it's not just for older crowd, because you said the children, you said the men, you said so everyone's welcome.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to have a certain. I like when you said that. I'm not the natural hair police, because I do feel like some people get a little bit, but maybe I'm not at the level for that. It took me time, but what I learned is when you taught me you educated me on how to take care of this hair, it was easy. It was like, oh, I like this. Yeah, it's beautiful. I appreciate it. We gotta get blonde hair. I'm not gonna let that one go. I say this all the time. It takes Miss Nika, I think it is. Is that Miss Nika? Because her hair is gorgeous.
She has blonde.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. And I'm like, can I just be like her? I mean, come on. No,
you and Miko's hair is different.
Oh, you see,
Miko's hair is a little bit more coarse.
Look at this education,
so,
y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I trust Miss Brandy so much. I'm teasing about the blonde hair. I'm patient enough to wait, but it's coming. because my hair is getting healthier. So.
Maybe.
Oh wow, we got a maybe. That's better than a no. I'm gonna take that maybe. I'm gonna hold on to that maybe. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you can just like have fun. Y'all understand and speak like we have fun. So I look forward to all the things you have. I really do. I look forward because I know there's more. 9 years in. Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful.
It's been a journey, huh?
Yeah.
So 9 years in, and I just up. I just keep seeing growth, and expanding out. And yeah, more people will know about the true beauty touch from Miss Brandy Smith Stephens. All right, so y'all make sure y'all follow on social media. I'll make sure I populate all the information for you to follow. And if you're in the area, there's people who drive from out of town, right? They do. Are you accepting your clients or your vision?
We're always accepting new members of the True Beauty family. Come
I
on.
love it. Come on, become a member of the True Beauty family. That is amazing. I love it. And so you can find on social media. And then if you're in the region, we're in the Baton Rouge area now. I said now because I believe it's going to expand.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe it. I do. I believe that it's going to expand out. So you can drive on in and take care of your true beauty from inside out. I love that. What's one of your slogans? I had them written down. One of them, beauty from within.
Yeah, beauty from the inside out.
From the inside out, yes.
Yeah,
I love that. So that's what we're going to do. All right. It is great speaking to you, Ms. Brandy. Thank you. Thank you for your time. All right, Speak Like Family. Join us next week. We're going to have another amazing guest. Of course, with Speak Life, we speak the word of God always. Go with peace, power, love, and a sound mind. That is the portion that God has given you on this day and every day. Go with the power of the Christ and be all that God has called you to be. God bless. Woo! We did it! Yo! This was much
you feel better.
Yeah, because I do to hear your story. That makes me feel good. I feel much better. Thank you for allowing me to re-record. Are we? Yeah, we did. But seriously, I'm grateful that you let me re-record that. I feel so much better. Where's that stuff? Like when I tell you, I feel so